Success in the outdoors can absolutely happen by chance and by pure luck. But when success comes by design, through hard work, persistence, and sheer determination, it's truly inspirational. This week, we have just that. Stay tuned to Fuel the Fire TV.
Life offers no guarantees, but the one thing we've learned for sure is that the time we have is indeed precious. The more time we spend with family, friends, and with nature can make the difference between living a good life and living a great one. Join us on our quest to be participants rather than observers, to learn from our mistakes, to share our successes and our failures as we spend all of the time we have chasing our dreams, fueling our passion, and fueling the fire in the great outdoors.
Fuel the Fire TV is made possible by these fine sponsors.
Hey folks, welcome to Fuel the Fire TV. This is our mother-daughter episode. Now Diane nor Darcy has shot a deer yet, and we're going at it with a crossbow with the Excalibur Micro. We just got into the farm, just got set up. We're a little bit late. It's November 4th, but it's a great win for us. This is what we call the sugar bush, and we're after a first buck for Diane. Now Darcy and I hunted yesterday, and we weren't successful in seeing a buck, but we did see some does. The food plots look good. We got a great win for this stand, so we're gonna sit tight and see what happens. We've got a drag line out, and we've got a little scent bomb just down from the drag line.
I'm really nervous.
Nervous about what?
I feel like I've been waiting a long time.
You have been.
I'm still nervous.
You just gotta squeeze the trigger. That's all you gotta do.
Tonight.
Psst. There's a deer coming in to your left. Look to your left. It looks like a little buck. I think you smoked him.
I think you're running.
I think you smoked him. I think you just got your first buck. I think it was like a perfect. I think you might have hard shot him. That's awesome.
Like a perfect. He was there for the longest time.
I think it was a great shot.
You see it? Oh, he's bigger than I thought. I love being outdoors and I love being in the stand and watching the deer, and to me this is a big deal, harvesting this animal. It's something that I'm gonna have to come to terms with, because I wasn't sure how I was gonna react when I shot my first deer, and I was really worried that I would injure it instead of making a good shot. It happened really fast. It came out, and I felt confident when it was at the bait pile. I knew all of the things were going through my head of how far was it, and is it on the tee or the next notch. So I'm really glad to have had this experience before Darcy has her experience of harvesting her first deer, and knowing, you know, how I'm going to react, and being part of knowing where your food comes from is really important for us to share that with our kids. And yeah, I'm extra proud of this tonight, and I can't wait to do the whole full circle and have it when we're sitting around the dinner table. Remember, folks, in order to fuel your passion, fuel the fire, you got to get outdoors. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning for Fuel the Fire TV is brought to you by Best Tech. This segment of Fuel the Fire TV is brought to you by Wikwemikong Tourism. All right, so we're battling a couple of things here. One of them is time. Darcy is trying to get her first archery buck, and we're also battling the weather. It is warm. I mean, obviously it's warm. I'm in a t-shirt. It's 13 degrees. It does cool down at night, but we're gonna head back in. We've got a great setup. The wind is okay. We checked it last night. We saw those deer at 20 yards for a half an hour. So we just need one of these estrus does to come into the field and pull in Mr. Right.
Hey folks, welcome back to Fuel the Fire TV. Darcy and I are back at it. This is the mother-daughter episode. Obviously, I'm not Darcy's mom, but Mom couldn't make it tonight because Aspen has hockey practice. So I'm on camera. We're back in our spot at Uncle Eldon's, and Mom has won the battle when it comes to first deer, but Darcy says she's gonna win the war. We know there are 2 shooter bucks out here. We've got a real decent 8-point that I'd be more than happy to take, or for Darcy to take. And then this great big 10-point. So we're out here, we're at it again. Darcy's got her Excalibur crossbow, and we're ready for action. Darcy passed on her first buck. We had does and fawns come in tonight. And then a little spiker right at dark. But we elected not to shoot because we know there's a giant here. So we'll be back at it again.
Oh no, Darce. I think I see a deer out in the field. Are you kidding me? I do. It's a buck too. I think somebody poached a buck. It looks like somebody poached one of the deer we're after. The big one. That is just absolutely the worst. What a waste of an animal. This was shot. I don't know when it was shot. Looks like it was last night. But just a great big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pointer. I don't know if there's anything we can salvage off this deer. It looks like he was shot last night. I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. You know, pull it down and then you're just getting this stuff, right?
Okay. Hey Dad, why would people do this?
Understand why people need food, but this deer was shot 80 yards off of a road, and I mean, they didn't even go and get it, and the deer dropped right there. You would have seen that deer drop. They shot it in the neck. And so I think people are taught differently, maybe, and they're not taught about respect. I think maybe that's it. I think no one teaches them that this is a wrong thing to do. Not that, I mean, that should be obvious, right? But we're gonna try and do our best to make a wrong into a right, and we're gonna learn something, and we hope that people watching learn something about how important it is to teach our young kids, to how to respect game and care for it, because it's incredibly important.
You know, I'm pretty happy that we were able to salvage all that meat and the hide. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, that is awesome. And you know what? Malia's dad just called, and she just got her first deer with a crossbow. Let's check out that footage.
We're gonna try the crossbow tonight and let's see what happens.
Dad, there's one coming out right there.
Get on him. You on him? Yeah, it's going down. It's going down. You got him.
Hey kids, to fuel your passion and fuel your fire, you gotta get outdoors.
Congratulations, Malia. That was awesome. And you got your first deer on video. Thanks for inspiring us to get outdoors. Stay tuned for more Fuel the Fire TV after these messages.
This segment of Fuel the Fire TV is brought to you by the Sportsman's Inn.
The deal today is I'm working with the Little Sisters group this weekend, and we're going to do a skinning project with a deer, hopefully. So the task today is to get a deer to use for this group. It's a great organization funded by a number of community partners. This is one of my all-time favorite spots. I've been lucky back here. I was able to harvest a couple of my biggest bucks. But the only problem back here is that it's so hard to video out of this stand. We just haven't prepped it enough. Okay, I got some movement. There's a little bit of movement in behind there. Yeah, I can see a deer moving in the back in the shrubs. Oh, it's a doe. It's a doe, and I think she's gonna wind it. She's got her nose to the air. She's got her head right up in the air. I can just see her. She's just trying to peek out. That's not gonna work. But she's not scared. That's a good thing. It's been so slow. Once the pressure of hunting season happens here, it just pushes everything. It makes everything so jittery. Oh, there we go. There we go. I can see something moving again. That's a buck. That's a shooter. He's not a huge buck, but he's a shooter. I can just see his rack. Oh man, he's right behind this tree. Come on, step out. Oh, he's starting to turn. Come on, come on. He's nervous. Okay, here we go. I got him. Yes! I had to get the camera spun around. I think I just made a real good shot on a 9-pointer. We know he's been in here. We came in early today after this crazy storm of wind and snow, and I think I just put a good shot on a decent buck. Just Fantastic fuel in the fire, baby. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, getting it done on Manitoulin Island. Look at this guy. He's a good 2.5-year-old deer. He's got a little crab claw here, a little 8-pointer. He's got a big curve on this side, and just a cool deer to look at. I'm proud of this guy. This is heavily hunted area back here, and we were just able to get it done. And fueling the passion and fueling the fire and getting outdoors. Awesome. We're going to be here with the Little Girls group in Chigang First Nation, and it's a program that we're highlighting that brings girls to the outdoors. It gets them active, it gets them outdoors. It's a confidence builder, it's a self-esteem builder. Darcy's a part of it. Aspen will be a part of the junior Little Girls, or Little Sisters group, I guess it's called, right? We're here today and we're gonna skin a deer with these girls. They're gonna use that meat that we're gonna donate to the Elder Center, and they're gonna actually cook them a dinner out of it. So at this time of year, this is called a rut, right? For deer, this is when deer, this is the mating season for deer. And so if you look at this part here, a deer has a number of glands over its body. Right on the top of its head, it has a pineal gland, right? And it has lots of scent there. Very, very sharp, it's like a razor, right? Okay, so we want to make sure we're getting this part. See how we're getting close there? Let's do this side. Part you can cut right through. Then you get back down to the meat, yeah. Cut that.
Right there?
Yeah, you can cut that. Perfect.
Whoa!
Be careful, just go nice and slow. You just need a little bit of pressure. All of this we're gonna grind into hamburger. Nothing that's close to the wound. Okay, we'll spread that out on the ground there.
Feel your passion, feel the fire, get outdoors!
This segment is brought to you by Let's Roll Out ALS.ca.
Target! Way to go, buddy. That's awesome.
I'm here on Manitoulin Island. I'm at Dan Poirier's camp. To my left, I've got Pat Dubre, and I've got Eddie Lafrancois. He is a patient who has ALS, and it's otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease, which is a disease that attacks neurons and muscles. Eddie is unique in that when people get a diagnosis of ALS, it's usually 3 to 5 years is their life expectancy. And Eddie was diagnosed with ALS when? So when I do the math, correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, that's about 25 years.
That's exactly correct.
Pat was coordinating this, and he said, you gotta go to Eddie's website because he has a bucket list. And one of the things that I got to be a part of was to be a part of this hunt for white-tailed deer. And it was just phenomenal.
All right, Leo and I and Eddie are all set up for our afternoon hunt. We're seeing deer here in the morning and in the evening. Eddie's being a gem, as usual. folks, I think we just laid the smack down on a nice little fawn. We watched this deer yesterday and it came busting in, Eddie dropped it in its tracks. I'm proud of all of their efforts, just fantastic. Man, if there's any kind of inspiration out here, it's this whole group for me. You want to talk about a team effort to accomplish a bucket list for somebody as important and special as Eddie. It's just, this is something magic for me to be a part of. I can't appreciate that enough. And good on them and good on Eddie for living every day. And he said, you know what? People, no matter how bad you think you have it, someone always has it worse. And I'm not going to make any excuses for not living life to the fullest.
Is that he's shown the world that it is possible, that you can live a long and fulfilling life, with the condition. Through Fuel of Fire TV, I'm always trying to inspire people to do that through watching what we see, what you see on video. Nobody has inspired me like you have. And if I can give a tenth of that inspiration for people to go outdoors as what you have given me to continue on and getting people outdoors and seeing the value in that and fighting for a cause, that is something that I'm gonna keep with me forever. So I want to thank you for that.
Hey folks, that brings this segment to a close. What a fantastic weekend we've had here with Eddie and his crew. We really want to draw attention to rolling out ALS as far as, making this a treatable illness, and Eddie is proof of that he's lasted this long because of his attitude, his positive attitude, and his drive and his willingness to get outdoors. I can't say enough good things about this crew, and I'm a better person for having met Eddie. If you want to contribute to the cause, you can visit his website. It's www.letsrolloutals.ca. You can contribute to help people purchase wheelchairs and also for research to help eliminate this illness from our Canadian public. So remember folks, to fuel your passion and fuel the fire, you got to get outdoors.